Hi and welcome to this short yoga practice for when you are on your period or just maybe very tired or exhausted and are experiencing maybe heaviness, prolapse or other pelvic floor problems. So we're going to be very gentle with our body and just create some circulation, full body, but also for our pelvis and spine and rib cage. So I hope you will enjoy this. Let's start in a child's pose. So if you feel more like separating your knees, you can do that, or you keep your knees very close to each other and just gently bend your upper body forward, landing here in this position. Maybe you want to stretch your arms forward, maybe backward. Maybe you want to put one hand on top of the other and place the forehead on top of your hands. Closing the eyes and starting to breathe in and out through the nose. And just setting an intention here of being gentle with yourself. So many times when we are healing pelvic floor problems, less is more. So if you can really make this practice more about what you are experiencing on the inside, rather than what your body is looking like in any shape or form, that will be very beneficial for you to be able to heal. So letting your seat be really heavy toward the heels and starting to filling up the lungs toward the back side of the body. So all the way down to the lowest ribs on the back. And then gently breathing out through the nose. And if you want to start to create this wave-like sound, Ujjayi, please go ahead. 3 more deep breaths here. So we are going to avoid any positions that create more heaviness toward the pelvic floor. But also we don't want to lift our hips too high when we are on our period. So we're going to do something nice and gentle in between. Next time you exhale, you can start to lift your head, reaching the arms forward and slowly, gently coming up to all fours. Placing your hands underneath the shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And let's do a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhaling, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. And exhaling, letting the chin come toward the chest. Your gaze now goes toward the belly button and really lifting the spine up toward the sky. Maybe you want to close the eyes here and just move nice and slow with your breathing. Make that breathing sound if it helps you to focus mentally. And if something feels really good, you can stay there for a few breaths if you'd like to. Slowly starting to expand the movement so that we are now coming to the side as we start to direct the breath in the other direction. So from inhaling, we are going to exhale and push the side body toward the side, and then fully exhale, coming all the way into cat. And then as we start to inhale, we push the side body toward the other side and come all the way on the full inhale to cow. So we're moving in a circle with the upper body. And maybe you want to bend your elbows, really coming down with the chest toward the floor. Maybe you want to include the head gently. Just do whatever feels good with this movement as your base. And when you feel you're done with one direction, you go to the other one, so that you do both directions. There's no right or wrong. There's just moving, experiencing any sensations in your body, experiencing your breath, giving your body love and attention. Okay, great. So let's find stillness here. Slowly we are going to, if you want to, you can separate your legs a little bit, and we will do circles now with the pelvis. So it's like we're drawing circles around the knees with the pelvis. So it's quite big circles. And if you want to change the position of your knees, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, close your eyes and really feel those thigh bones that connects into the pelvis, how they move inside the hip, and how this movement really creates circulation within the pelvis. And just next to these bones, we have our uterus and our whole pelvic floor. So by doing this movement, we can reach with the circulation into the areas that need some extra blood and oxygen and nutrients. Slowly changing direction. Don't forget to breathe. And, if you want to yawn, if you sigh, that's a great sign that your nervous system is starting to relax. And we're just doing this movement repeatedly. A few more rounds to really get into those ligaments, to the bones, to the fascia, and of course the muscles too. The pelvis loves circular motions. And maybe you can relax your jaw, your belly, your forehead. And doing 3 more rounds here. Good. Just slowing down, coming back into child's pose, maybe a different variation this time. And just noticing now any sensations around the pelvis, around the hips, the thighs, your lower back, your belly. On your next exhale, slowly coming up. And we are going to take frog position. The frog is a bit intense sometimes, and we will try to stay here for about 3 minutes so that we get more like a yin yoga effect from this one. We will separate the knees and trying to place the heel in line with the knee. So it's a 90-degree angle. If you need extra pillows, cushions, you take that. You support your body, especially if you're, exhausted or on your period. You want to take care of your body. So coming all the way down to your forearms, if that is accessible for you. And here you can also have pillows under your chest, or if it's accessible, you can lay all the way down with the chest. So try to keep your pelvis in line with the knees. What usually happens is we come forward with the whole body. So just check that it's kind of in line. And then slowly closing your eyes, finding a position which is kind of restful for you. It may be intense, and if it's too intense, you just come closer with the knees toward each other. But if you feel, you can kind of relax the upper body, your feet, and your legs. You're on the right track. So you just continue to breathe. And this will increase blood circulation from your inner thighs all the way into your pelvic floor and pelvis. So this is kind of a direct entrance for the blood to reach your pelvic floor and uterus. So you continue to breathe deep, deep breaths. Trying to feel the heaviness in your pelvis toward the earth. Relaxing your face, your tongue, and the root of the tongue. Good. 3 more deep breaths with the ocean sound. On your last exhale, slowly coming out of the position, and do this in a gentle manner because it can be a little intense coming out of it. And gently coming all the way to your back body. So lying down on your back. And we're going to finish off here with a rotation for the spine. So any way you prefer your rotation, otherwise I'll guide you. So you take your right leg, your right foot, you bend your leg, you place the foot on the inside of the left knee. Take the opposite hand on the outside of the right knee and you stretch your right arm diagonally along the floor. And then slowly you tip your right leg toward the left side. And if you can keep your shoulder blades on to the floor, that is great. Otherwise, you just relax. If you want the rotation to reach all the way up into the neck, you can gaze toward your right hand and turn your face in that direction. So what we want to be feeling here is some space in between your right hip and your right shoulder. So we don't fully collapse there. You start to kind of reach with your the right side of the pelvis down toward the feet to elongate this part and to be able to rotate even deeper in your spine. So just breathe here a few more breaths and visualize how your breathing goes into your rib cage, separating each rib on the right side as you inhale. Good. One last breath here. And now, if you can move with closed eyes, that is great. You just go to the other side. So stretching the right leg, bending the left, taking the positions with your feet, your hands, arms, face, and slowly finding the exact same position on the other side. Breathing in and out through the nose. Elongating that left side, reaching with the left side of the pelvis down toward the feet, creating length and space. One last breath. And on the exhale, coming all the way with the back body onto the floor, your mat. Just taking a moment to check in with yourself. And if you have time for a short shavasana, just resting here, please go ahead. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this very short and sweet yoga practice with me and that I see you soon again.